So today's topic is counters. So before that, let us have a small recap about flip-flops. So in the last class, we studied about flip-flop. So flip-flop is a sequential circuit. Can anybody say what is sequential circuit?
Sequential circuit means the output depends on the present and previous input.
Okay. So sequential circuits are circuits. The output of the circuit depends on the current input and previous state. Okay. So for storing previous state inputs, we need memory element. So flip-flops are memory elements which is used to store one bit of information. Okay. So what are the different types of flip-flops? Yes.
SR flip-flop, J flip-flop, T flip-flop, D flip-flop.
Very good. Sit down. So we studied four types of flip-flops: SR, D, T, and JK. Okay. So now let us move on to the topic counters. So why we need counters? That is, emphasis of the counter is it is mainly used to count the events. In real-time application, it is mainly used to count the events. So in digital circuits, it is used to count the clock pulse. Okay. So basically, it is a register. What is mean by register? Register. Yes. Okay. So register is used to store the number of binary information. Suppose it is made up of flip-flops. So it is a register. Counter is a register that is group of flip-flops and it is mainly used to count the clock pulses. Okay. So next, the types of counters. So there are two types of counters: asynchronous counter. It is otherwise called ripple counter, and synchronous counter. So there is a difference between asynchronous counter and synchronous counter. Okay. So asynchronous counter means in asynchronous counter the clock pulse is given to the first stage of flip-flop and other stages are triggered by the previous stage of flip-flop. For example, so if the counter is made up of 3 flip-flop means the first flip-flop is that is the external clock pulse is applied to the first stage of flip-flop and the second flip-flop is triggered by the output of the first stage of the flip-flop and third flip-flop is triggered by the clock input is from the second stage of the flip-flop. Okay, that is why it is called ripple counter. So next, synchronous counter. So in the synchronous counter, all the flip-flops are excited by the same clock pulse at the same time. So this is the difference between synchronous and asynchronous counter. And in our syllabus, synchronous counter we have to study synchronous counter. So there are two types of counters: synchronous counter, synchronous up counter, and synchronous down counter. So up counter means yes. It counts in the ascending order, that is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, and down counter means the descending order. So let us move on to the steps for designing synchronous counter. This is the basic steps. Okay. So there are 5 steps. The first step is to find the required number of flip-flops. So we can use any type of flip-flops. Okay. Generally we prefer T flip-flop or JK flip-flop. Okay. So first we have to find the required number of flip-flops. Suppose if we want to count 2-bit number, we need 2 flip-flops. Suppose we want to count 4 numbers, that is 4-digit number, we need 4 flip-flops. Okay. Next step is draw the state diagram. Okay. So state diagram means which is used to identify which represents the sequence of the count. Okay. So the state step is select the flip-flop and draw the excitation table. So in the last class we studied about the different types of flip-flops and their excitation table and characteristic table. So the characteristic table is the representation of next stage of the flip-flop and the excitation table is to find the next state of the flip-flop. Okay. And the fourth step is to find the minimal expression for the excitation. Okay, and the last step is to draw the logical diagram. Okay, so these are the basic steps for designing the law. There are 5 steps. Okay. So Harshini can come and summarize today's class.
We have talked about counters. Counters are nothing but it is mainly used to counter clockwise and it is a resistance